आचार्य भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांता स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So welcome to this evening session of Bhagwatam session. Can you see my screen? Is it shared?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, thank you. So we are reading from Canto 4, Chapter 19, entitled King Prithu's 100 Horse Sacrifices. So I just wanted to know from one of you can volunteer to just to narrate the storyline, what is happening in this chapter. Anybody? Yeah, Vrishabhanu Kanya Mataji.
No, Mataji, I am unable to speak. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. Anybody else?
Hare Krishna
Can I
Mataji.
try?
Yeah, Giridhar Gopal Prabhu, you can go ahead.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prithu Maharaj has been was advised to do sacrifice there. Ashwamedha horses sacrifice, Mataji, and he is able to perform 99 horse sacrifice, and the last horse is stolen by Indra Maharaj. Feeling of insecurity, Mataji, thinking that he'll be equal to his power once after Prithu Maharaj does the sacrifice. And after this, Lord Brahma comes and advises Prithu Maharaj not to lament because he is already a liberated soul, and he will get the power of having done a 99 horse sacrifice, Mataji. So this is what I could remember, Mataji.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. So, I mean, some corrections, but one correction, small correction, that actually Prithu Maharaj is also a expansion of Lord Vishnu. Actually, he is Shaktiavesh Avatar. Okay, and what is happening now? I mean, who is narrating this story to whom? So, anybody remember, like this fourth canto, how it started, and who is narrating this story to whom? That also we should remember.
Maitreya Muni to Vidura.
Correct.
Maitreya Muni to Vidura.
Maitreya Muni. Yeah.
Yes. Maitreya Muni is narrating the story of King Prithu. He started with Vena, many stories, but then, in relation with King Vena, who was a very impious king, then his son takes over. As Prabhuji mentioned, that Ashwamedha Yajna, and then when he is performing Ashwamedha Yajna, then he encounters disturbances from Indra. So the horse has been stolen by Indra not once, twice, right? But what is the mistake that Indra was doing? Anybody?
No, he
Was
goes in
envious.
disguise as a sannyasi, Mataji.
Yes. So what happens when I say when you come in the disguise of sannyasi and you don't, and what is he doing after coming in the disguise of sannyasi?
He is doing all that is against what a sannyasi does, Mataji.
He's doing irreligious activities. So by that he is setting an example for the generations to come to follow his footsteps. That's why somewhere in one of the verse I've read that it's actually the whole bogus sannyasi started with this Indra only. So that's how we make a parampara. So here it says this 31st. No, somewhere I have read that. But anyways, so now what happens? So when this Indra is creating disturbances, so what happens after that? Now Brahma has come. Why Brahma has come? Because
To pacify King Prithu, Mataji.
Not
And,
only that, Mataji, to advise Prithu Maharaj not to kill Indra.
Yeah.
yeah, correct. So why Indra should not be killed, that we will learn today. But otherwise, like why Brahma
So,
comes? I mean,
Brahmaji says that we all are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. You know? So you should not be angry with the King Indra also, right? So he convinces
yeah. So, but what is the motive behind killing Indra? Why Prithu wants to kill Indra?
Because that he is not able to fulfill his yajna, Mataji.
Okay, this is one reason, Prabhu.
because he was creating so much of disturbance and for the sacrifice, everything. He was stealing and he was doing so many sinful things. So, Mataji?
Yeah, yeah, it is almost correct. So the whatever Prabhuji told is also correct, and the last point is also correct. The Indra is doing all sinful activities in the disguise of a sannyasi. So he's setting a wrong example. So Prithu wants to kill Indra so that no one in his kingdom also will follow him ever, like that. Or there will not be anyone who will do such kind of act in future. So he wants to curb that. That's why he, in a rage of anger, he wants to kill Indra. But he wants to go and fight Indra. But the Brahmanas suggest him that he need not go to the Indraloka to kill Indra, but they can chant some mantras and invoke Indra there, and they can kill and sacrifice him in the fire. Right? That was the plan. So when that was happening, that's when the Brahma understands that this is a very big problem that is going to be created. So we will see why Brahma feels that it is a problem. So before that, so now Lord Brahma, first thing what he says, so he tells, someone already told that he tells, Lord Brahma says that, both of you are part and parcels of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So because you both are part and parcels, you should not become angry with King Indra, because we are all brothers, and sisters. So we don't need to become angry with our brother and sister, like that. And then he continues to tell, like, very convincingly Brahma is speaking. So we have to understand how logically Brahma is bringing the conclusion of how to pacify Prithu Maharaj. So he also said that don't become agitated, don't become anxious, because even if you have not done your sacrifices properly, but you have actually already gained, whatever is required. You have achieved everything with so far whatever sacrifices you have done, you have achieved everything. So if you don't act in a proper way, what will happen? You will enter into the darkest region of materialistic thoughts. He says that, and he also says he will ask Prithu Maharaj to stop the sacrifices, so that Indra will also stop his irreligious activities. This is very, very important. So then he also says that why Indra is doing all these things, because of insecurity. Prabhuji already mentioned that. So, the demigods, they're usually, even Indra, they are materialistic people. They are not pure. They are not from the pure devotee class. So because of that, they have this insecurity feeling that someone else will occupy their position and post. So because of that, Brahma is telling that Indra is having insecurity feeling. So you please, don't do any harm to him. So what happens? Why by telling this, what is Brahma trying to invoke in the heart of Prutu? What happens if someone, if that somebody is insecure, so instead of becoming anger, you will develop little compassion for that person, right? So instead of showing anger, the Prithu Maharaj heart was becoming little compassionate. So to invoke compassion in the heart of Prithu Maharaj, Lord Brahma told that Indra is insecure person. So then after that, Brahma says in the last verse, which you people have heard, he says that, O King Prithu, son of Vena, you are the part and parcel expansion of Lord Vishnu. So he's trying to tell him that you are incarnation of Lord Vishnu. So because of and being an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, what is the dharma? What is the Prithu Maharaj dharma? He has to establish the religious principles. Instead of establishing the religious principles, whatever is been lost because of his father, he is again bringing back the same thing. Now, what is he doing? So when King Vena has already done religious activities. So the Prithu Maharaj wanted to bring back all that, all irreligious he wants to eradicate and bring all the religious things in place. So he has done a lot of things. Like we have seen how the Mother Earth was profusely, abundantly, she was giving all what he needs in his kingdom, and all the demigods, when he is performing the sacrifices, they were blessing him with so many different kind of things. Even the Mother Nature is producing a lot in the form of chemicals, in the form of minerals, in the form of ruby stones, so many things like that. So all produces have been given, all the blessings he's getting, everything is like flourished. Now again, by doing this act, if Prithu also performs irreligious activity by killing Indra, then Indra also will, if he tries to take revenge on Indra, what happens that Indra also will increase his religious principles more. So then what happens later on, at the end, they will think, okay, the general populace will think, okay, to fight with the wrong person, we have to also follow a wrong path. And with that, he is not actually establishing the religious principle. Actually, he is establishing religious principles. So he was trying to tell, Brahma was trying to ask Prithu Maharaj, what good you are doing? What is that you are going to do? What good you are going to gain by killing this Indra? So today's verse from 38th we will read. Okay. So who will, you all can raise your hands, whoever wants to read. Yes, Sindhu Mataji, you can go ahead, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Mataji, repeat after you or?
Okay, you want to repeat after you?
Yes, Mataji.
Satvam vimrishyasha bhavam prajapate.
Satvam vimrishyasya bhavam prajapate.
Sankalpanam vishwasrijam pipiprihi.
Sankalpanam vishwasrijam pipiprihi.
Aindrim cha mayam upadharma mataram.
Aindrim Chamayam Upadharma Mataram.
Prachanda Pakhanda Patam Prabhojahi.
Prachanda Pakhanda Patam Prabhojahi.
You can read translation and purport also.
Translations and purport by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O protector, I'm reading from the book, Mataji.
Okay.
O protector of the people in general, please consider the purpose of your being incarnated by Lord Vishnu. The irreligious principles created by Indra are but mothers of so many unwanted religions. Please therefore stop these imitations immediately. Purport. Lord Brahma addresses King Prithu as Prajapati just to remind him of his great responsibility in maintaining the peace and prosperity of the citizens. Maharaja Prithu was empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead for this purpose only. It's the duty of the ideal king to see that people are properly executing religious principles. Lord Brahma especially requested King Prithu to conquer the pseudo-religious principles produced by King Indra. In other words, it's the duty of the state or king to put a stop to pseudo-religious systems produced by unscrupulous persons. Originally, a religious principle is one given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and it comes through the channel of disciplic succession in two forms. Lord Brahma requested Prithu Maharaja to desist from his unnecessary competition with Indra, who was determined to stop Prithu Maharaja from completing 100 yajnas. Instead of creating adverse reactions, it was better for Maharaja Prithu to stop the yajnas in the interest of his original purpose as an incarnation. This purpose was to establish good government and set things in the right order. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So there is one lesson for all of us here. Good lesson. So here what is happening now? Brahma is telling that you have come here to establish the religious principles because he is empowered by Supreme Personality of Godhead. But you are quarreling with Indra. Indra, who is establishing the religious principles. So what is happening? So what is the use of like religious principles was there before during the reign of Vena, and ultimately again you are bringing the same thing to the world. So ultimately irreligion will remain irreligion only. So this is more dangerous irreligious activities than what Vena has performed also. At least in Vena's time, he openly said that, you people don't worship Vishnu at all. But this, what is that? Kapalika saints, apasampradayas, they're creating the erratic sampradayas, apasampradayas by, they take the respect for the dress of the sadhu, from the people by attracting the respect from the dress of the sadhu. So if you see, like, even the Prithu's son, he wants to kill Indra, but seeing the dress of Indra as in a saintly dress, he could not do anything to him. That is the principle. So we give so much respect to the dress, but by wearing the dress, if you do wrong things, that is more worse irreligious thing. So this is what Brahma wanted to indicate. This is important point. Like sometimes, actually, I was hearing one lecture where one devotee was sharing that some sannyasi, one sannyasi came to one of the temples in New Vrindavan, and then there were about 5 to 6 devotees. So when the sannyasi entered inside the temple, they all suddenly fell to the ground and they offered obeisances to sannyasi. But the sannyasi immediately chastised them, saying that, you people don't have any etiquette. You don't know this much etiquette also, that you are not supposed to offer obeisances in front of the deities. So he started chastising them. So after hearing from him, all of them, in that some of them became very frightened and they practically ran away, except for 1 or 2 people. So in this example, if you see, actually, all these people, the devotees were breaking one etiquette in front of the Supreme Lord, right? In front of the deity. And what this sannyasi was doing? The sannyasi was also breaking another etiquette. What is the etiquette that he broke? Anyone? One should
He's
not chastise.
maintained his temperament, Mataji.
Yeah. Actually, one should not chastise in front of the deities. That is also an offense. So that is also an etiquette that one should not chastise in front of the deities. That's why Prabhupada said that Vaishnava families the grahasthas should have deities in the house, keeping deities in the center. So when there are deities in the center, when your life is molded around the deities in the center, then you know that they are the Supreme Lord, and the other members of the family are the only caretakers of the Supreme Lord. And in front of the master, you're not supposed to chastise anyone, right? So their fights also will reduce when we cooperatively work to serve Krishna. So what has happened? In the name of teaching an etiquette to all these devotees, the sannyasi also broke another etiquette, which is more serious. Chastising in front of the deities is more serious offense than the etiquette that the devotees have broken. So like that, here Brahma is also scolding that, he's telling that in the course of setting right this Indra, you are causing him to commit more religion. Exactly like, how your father Vena did before. So now, how have you improved the world? How did you improve the world? Tell me. So Vena has already spoiled the world. So Indra has also spoiled the world because of whose interaction? Because of Ritu Maharaj's interactions with him. So he was telling, stop this wrong interaction with Indra, so that the irreligion will not spread anymore. So this is one part, and another part is like Prithu. Brahma is also reminding Prithu of his duty. He is telling that don't create any adverse reactions. Don't bring any adverse reactions. You should desist from unnecessary competition with Indra. So what happens when you do like that? Very important lesson which Prabhupada is bringing out from the purport is, we in tackling disturbances, one will lose sight of the goal. So how one should act, one should not lose sight of the goal while tackling disturbances. So oftentimes what happens, the disturbances capture our attention so much that we may lose sight of our goal. Like the one example Radheshyam Prabhu gives. He says that one time, like a husband and wife are going in a car, and another person comes and he overtakes them, and then a wife seeing that other person overtaking their car, then wife turns to the husband and says, hey, how come this guy has overtaken you? No, what you are doing, you are supposed to overtake him. So she instigates him to overtake the other person. So in that fire of overtaking the other person, what happens? This person goes straight, and after some time, suddenly, he stops the car. Then the wife asks, what happened? Then he says that we have actually come 20 kilometers ahead. Somewhere in between only we were supposed to take a left turn, but we have crossed 20 kilometers extra with this competition spirit. So what happened? That fellow who overtook their car, he created the disturbance. But this disturbance consumed the husband so much that he forgot his destination. Right? So this is one of the physical example which I gave. Like this, we see so many examples in our personal lives also. Like when, like between devotees also it may happen. Like sometimes we go to a devotee and we may want to ask them, how much time this service will take or something like that. We may go to one department and ask. So, maybe the other person says, no, Prabhuji, it will not finish in 3 months time. It will take 6 months time. Then this devotee becomes little strong, and then they will be talking, and they pick up a quarrel. And this person who has come to ask for status, he has actually forgotten the purpose only. At the end, you will not achieve anything over there. But intelligent devotee means what? Intelligent devotee is someone, whenever there is a disturbance or whenever the disturbance comes, he knows how to tackle it. But he knows he can tackle the disturbance, but tackling the disturbance is not important as achieving the goal. So sometimes we may get distracted by the disturbances. Like some Shastras also says that, that caravan, when the caravan passes, the dogs bark. Caravan means that elephants or camels, like that. So, but when elephant is walking like that, and sometimes the dog will not come in front of the elephant. It may hide behind bushes and then it may bark. But does the elephant take the dog barks seriously? No, right? So he doesn't get distracted. He just goes. He doesn't get distracted by the disturbance. So similarly, here Brahma is saying Indra that, saying to Prithu that Indra is creating the disturbance, and Prithu's goal is to create the welfare to the people and also to please the Supreme Lord. So that goal should not be forgotten. Like, for example, if there is an argument between two devotees, both are trying to prove who is right. But intelligent devotee will say, okay, Prabhuji, whether I am right or you are right, my goal is to only please my spiritual master. What will please my spiritual master? If I don't quarrel with you, it will please my spiritual master. So I agree the defeat. You be the winner and I will please my spiritual master. So this is the way that, we should take. Sometimes we may need to bend ourselves to get some peace of mind to ourselves, but not in the name of bending. It's not that, we have to accommodate something. We should not compromise or, or accommodate some improper things. No, not like that. In fact, in Prithu Maharaj's case, Prithu has stopped, when Prithu stopped competing from Indra, Indra also stopped, right? When Prithu stopped competing, Indra also stopped. But if Prithu continues to fight, what will happen? As I said, Indra also expands to commit his religious activities. So this is the logic that Brahma is telling to Prithu Maharaj. Okay. So main important lesson, that takeaway lesson from this shloka is that, we should not lose sight of our ultimate goal and while tackling the disturbances. Okay. So we'll go to the next shloka now. So who will read? Mataji. Okay, Divya Mataji. Go ahead.
मैत्रेय उवाच इत्थं स लोकगुरुणा समादिष्टो विशाम्पतिः तथा च कृत्वा वात्सल्यं मघोनापि च सन्ददे.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The great sage Maitreya continued, when King Prithu was thus advised by the supreme teacher, Lord Brahma, he abandoned his eagerness to perform yajnas and with great affection concluded a peace with King Indra. Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So here the word Vatsalya has been used. So Vatsalya means to show affection. And Magonapi. Magon is Indra. Gona is Indra. So here, what is Maitreya saying? That when King Prithu was thus advised by the supreme teacher, Lord Brahma, he abandoned his eagerness to perform yajnas and with great affection concluded a peace with King Indra. So immediately after hearing Brahma's words, Prithu is able to compose himself and he gave up the anger that he was holding against Indra, and with great affection, he has concluded a peace with King Indra. So this is one more lesson that we have to learn. If you remember that earlier, the same Prithu, when Mother Earth was not yielding him, what did he do? That time also he became very angry and he wanted to kill Mother Earth. You all remember that I only took the class, I remember. Any of you remember the previous storyline?
Yes, Mataji. For
Yeah.
not producing sufficient food grains, that chapter. You are taking.
Yeah, correct. So that time the Mother Earth was not yielding. That time also Prithu Maharaj became very angry. But then because he was angry, then she started giving all the yields, right? So, but in this case, he could quickly give up the anger. He could quickly give up his anger. No, why did he give up his anger quickly? Anyone? Why Prithu Maharaj, previously he was so angry on Mother Earth, and because of his anger, to pacify him, she started producing all the, like produce. But now when he became so angry with King Indra, he gave up his anger so quickly. Why? Anyone wants to guess?
Because Brahma had told, advised Prithu Maharaj that give up the anger because we are all part and parcel. Is that Mataji?
Yeah, connected.
Maybe right. Okay.
Yeah, actually, because he understood, the Prithu Maharaj understood that by giving up anger, by giving up anger will bring welfare to his praja. So he was mainly thinking of the welfare of the people. So even all of us have some experience of becoming angry, right? So what we should do immediately? So we should think, my mind is becoming angry.
We have to leave that place first.
Okay. Yeah, that is also one. One thing.
Yayate Vishayan Pumsa Mataji.
Yeah.
Sangat se jo batayate.
Yeah, but actually, we should think, no, that is correct. But when you are contemplating on it, then you may get that anger. That is true. But we should think that why we are becoming angry. We don't remember the shlokas that time, when we become angry. Right? You don't recall all those shlokas and all that. We don't get all. When we are hearing Bhagwatam, we hear with full attention. But when it comes to practice, we try to fail many times. So actually, what we should is, we should first understand, there must be some reason for my anger. So we have to first start searching for what is the reason for my anger. Probably I'm frustrated that I expected something and that expectation is not fulfilled. Or another thing is, we should think that we should also think about the what is the consequence of becoming anger. So we should think of two things. One is what is the reason or cause of anger, and the consequence of anger. Both we have to think. So when you think about the cause of anger, when the anger is fully done, sometimes you will laugh at it. You will laugh at yourself, because there are many more people who can become anger for much more bigger reasons. Our reason will be a very small reason. We become angry for for a very, very small problem. Like somebody forgot something, so we become angry. Somebody promised something and they did not met that promise, so then we become angry. Then so many examples you can all share, so many examples. Like, we may have some big expectations from someone, but they have fulfilled only a small expectation. Then we become angry. We will not feel that, okay, at least little bit we have got now. So we will not be happy with that. We will always be unhappy and angry with what we have not got. right? So like that, there could be hundreds and thousands of reasons for becoming angry. But more important than finding the cause of anger is to contemplate on the consequences of the anger at that moment. So even Prithu also, after Brahma spoke, he started to contemplate. Then he thought, oh, all my praja will become irreligious if I keep fighting with this King Indra. So he has come, by seeing this Indra's bogus vesh, multiple times he comes with a bogus sannyasi vesh. My people also will take up that. So when he thought that if all the people will become irreligious, he thought that my whole project of making the whole world as a, to bring back the dharma back into place will be dissolved. So it is better for me to conclude a peace with King Indra. That's how he could give up immediately. So he thought like, let him go. Let the King Indra go to his own abode and let him be peaceful. I will be peaceful here with my praja, following a proper dharma. Hare Krishna. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji, we were hearing.
Mataji.
Okay, because it showed that internet is unstable, so I just wanted to make sure that I am audible. So he could forgive now King Indra. So there are many reasons for forgiving. We can list many reasons for forgiving. So somebody may forgive because of compassion, showing daya. Because if they are very compassionate in nature, they'll forgive. And some may forgive because of the desire to preserve the relationships. Okay. But Lord Buddha, he gave one valuable statement. He says that if you see some people are as wicked, then you become angry. But if you see them as ignorant, then you will feel sympathy. So the people who are harming us or who are making us angry, if you change your outlook towards them, he's telling that if you change the outlook towards them, then you will feel sympathy. Similarly here, now as I told, the Brahma personally came down and he told Prithu that see, these demigods are just they have they are not pure devotees and they have material desires and they have some insecurities, they have some fears. So by hearing all this, he developed already Prithu Maharaj developed compassion in his heart. So that has helped him to forgive Indra. Because when you see somebody is lacking, I mean, he's struggling with insecurity, then you will feel, oh, bichara, he's so poor-hearted a person with so many material desires. So it's okay, let me forgive. Let him go back, let him take whatever he wants and, let him live happily. Like that. So Buddha says that if you change the outlook with the people with whom you have a problem, the problem gets solved. The same thing has happened over here with Prithu Maharaj also. And one of the writers, the famous writer, he made one statement. He said that if you know the challenges and the struggles and the problems that our enemies are going through in their lives, then we will stop becoming envious towards them. So, I mean, like we don't hold grudge towards them. What he meant by envious and enmical is like, not holding grudge towards them. Sometimes, if somebody harms us, we hold grudge on those people. But if you understand their problems, or like Lord Buddha, if you understand, what they are going through, then if we change the outlook, then our perspective completely will change and we don't become anger also. So now Prithu, like this, he contemplated. So if Indra is insecure fellow, how much he must be suffering because of this insecurity? Because that insecure people are much more, they have to suffer more, na? They suffer more than anybody else actually. So he felt very pity on him, and thus he became very peaceful. He could able to give up his anger very easily. Otherwise, it is not possible to give up the anger. So for us also, one lesson here is we should also try to change our outlook towards a person who is trying to instigate anger in us. Sometimes we first thing is like, first we need to find out the cause and also the consequences of becoming anger. And then second thing is, if that person has acted like that, we should understand why that person has acted that way. Maybe he is going through, he's struggling, or he's going through some difficulty in his life. So because of that, he acted. So we have to feel pity for them and forgive. This is the way that it becomes very easy to forgive and forget. Otherwise, forgiving at least we'll do, but forgetting we cannot do. But if we feel sympathy towards the other person who has done wrong with us, then it is easy that our heart will not carry any malicious thoughts about that person. What will happen if we keep carrying those thoughts within us? Whenever we see that person, whenever we encounter that person, we even when you sit for chanting, your japa will not be proper. What will mind do? It will keep one point, it will bring and put it on a table. And then your intelligence will start analyzing, oh, maybe because of like this, maybe because of that, maybe this, maybe that. So many things happens. And what happens? Our activity of chanting is supposed to be done to bring pleasure, to give pleasure to Radha and Krishna. And that goal is gone because of the disturbance caused by the mind. There is a distraction, there is disturbance, and then the goal of pleasing the Supreme Lord is completely gone. So that's why we have to train our mind, train ourselves by taking examples from these Srimad Bhagwatam personalities, and then lessons from these people, how they could do this. See, actually, now if you see Maharaj Prithu, the King Indra, actually is it's very difficult, right? He is very hypocritical, right? He is doing some mischievous activities, and he is very mischievous, and he is hypocritic. So any of us, for any of us, if someone does some hypocrisy with you, how much anger you will hold? We all get angry, right? It is impossible for us. That's why the Bhagavatam is really will enlighten our hearts like anything. These personalities, they teach us the highest Vaishnava etiquettes, the highest Vaishnava principles, which is impossible for us to even think. But when we understand, how they could able to behave in their life, and if we apply in our lives also, it becomes so easy for us. It becomes so easy to follow. Now, how many of you feel that, after hearing that, the Buddha statement and that writer statement, if, we have to change our outlook towards the person who is harming us. So when you hear that, how many of you felt little relieved in the heart? Actually, I felt very pacified in the heart.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Actually, leaving that place, leaving physically and then mentally, is it not? So that person in the material world, if you think, who is our enemy? If I accept anybody as my friend, relative, anything else, then only he will become enemy to me. Otherwise, third person definitely he won't become an enemy. As because we have maintained the intimacy with that person. If he causes anything else, then we will be enemy. The enmity will develop with that person, or otherwise. If not, the third person, if he is not related to me, even if he commit any mistake, any harm things to me, we won't be feel. At the moment we will. Next we used to forget that. Only the thing is, we have to learn. care everybody. Don't carry anybody. Care everybody. Don't carry anybody. If we care, if we carry him, definitely we will be put in trouble. As per my knowledge was. It is not possible, it is not so easy to change the conception, the perception of that person, what stage he is. That is not an easy thing to analyze that person. If we harm, then he will leave the place. Then how we can able to see that person whether whether this is a sinful man or right person, wrong person. It is not possible. So only the thing is we will be put in trouble. We were carrying, yes, because we are carrying that. If not, if we don't carry him, definitely we will become calm and quiet. As per my knowledge, sorry Mataji, if I
No. That is highest principle, Prabhu, but not everyone are at that level that, you are talking about detachment, you are talking about not having attachment with the person.
Yes.
It is good, but from the devotional perspective, there should be an attachment. We cannot apply this principle globally, because even in a devotional life, we need to develop a strong attachment towards the Lord's devotees, because they are the only shelter for us. We have to develop a strong attachment to our Guru. Now, if Guru chastises, then you will leave him and go. You will forgive and forget. Like that will happen. It may not happen, right? It is not the etiquette. That should not happen with the Guru, right? So, if you don't feel any detachment, like we should feel attachment. We cannot be zero in this world, nethi like that. We
Be
cannot.
like a lotus, Mataji.
Yeah, correct. So as I
Unaffected
said,
by,
we need to care people. We need to do our duty towards the people. But the developing detachment towards the people is not possible. It's not possible completely. We cannot do it, because it's not even a principle that a soul can have. Because even when you go to Golok Vrindavan, you have excessive attachment towards Lord Krishna, towards the gopis, towards whoever under whom you are serving. So you will have excessive attachment. Only then you can survive there. Otherwise, you cannot survive there. The principle is there, but on how much we should apply this principle, to whom we should apply, how much we should not, that all depends on time, place, circumstance. I think like that. I don't know. Maybe more senior devotees can throw light on this. You can check with others as well. But this is what I feel. Okay, we will continue with
Mataji, I just have a doubt, Mataji.
Okay.
The behavior of Indra, should we consider that as insecure or act of greed, Mataji?
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Because what I feel is greed, Mataji, because he wants to enjoy all his privileges being head of the demon gods, right, Mataji? So we cannot consider this act of Indra to be insecure, Mataji.
How can we say, Prabhu? See, out of greed
It
only.
is only out of greed he is doing, Mataji. It is not insecurity, Mataji.
No, the greed of holding on to that position and the post, that greed made him
So
feel
in which case
insecure.
he should be punished for his intention, Mataji. Greed is one of the six sins, Mataji. So he should have
Yeah.
been punished, right? So
Yes, Prabhuji, he gets punishment. Indra gets punished, and also Indra has lost his already he has lost his valor because of acting in an imposter way.
no. In this situation, Mataji,
In this
after
situation only I am
stealing
telling
the
you.
horse, and Brahma advises them not to uh, react to the situation, and he is gone. He goes free without getting punishment, right, Mataji Indra?
No, Prabhuji. No, he's actually, his power gets reduced. And then later on, because of this act, he will do another mistake. because this, whatever offense you commit, that will remain, right? That bija will remain. So he makes another mistake because of committing mistake here. So there is a punishment that he gets. Indra gets his due punishment. Actually, his powers also gets reduced because of his imposter act. So actually, the greed that he has to hold on to that post and position, that makes him feel fearful. That, oh, where he will feel insecure that I will lose my post. I will lose my post if this fellow becomes 100 years, Ashwamedha yajnas are done. Then the person who does that will become a next Indra. Is eligible to become Indra. So he thinks, oh, my post is gone. So that is insecurity only, no, Prabhuji?
Insecurity, there's a different maybe difference, Mataji, minor difference or so. Insecurity is like we are insecure of our basic privileges, Mataji, for living. So that we can consider insecurity. Whereas in the case of Indra, he is the head of all demon god, Mataji, there in the
Yeah, but
in the
if there is
Loka.
another person who is coming, he will become a pauper, na? If another Indra comes and sits another person comes and sits in the post of Indra, he will become pauper, right?
No,
He will lose out of
the
the
post
same.
is the head is I don't know. I'm not able to frame
Hare
proper sentence,
Krishna, Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Sorry to interrupt. I think we have one more session. So can we hold on to the questions, question answer? Giridhari Prabhu, you can put forward your query and we will further take this. Mataji,
Yeah,
can
we
we?
will finish it
Yes,
off.
Mataji.
Yeah, we'll finish
Yeah,
it.
so sorry to interrupt. Yeah,
No,
Hare.
it's okay, Mataji. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, who will read this 40th shloka and only translation?
May I help you, Mataji? I
Yeah,
can't see
yeah.
the translation,
Yes,
Mataji.
yes, Mataji, you can.
Can you scroll up little? You want only the translation?
Yeah, you just do the translation.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. After this, Prithu Maharaj took his bath, which is customarily taken after the performance of a yajna, and received the benedictions and due blessings of the demigods, who were very pleased by his glorious activities. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So he is now, Prithu Maharaj is taken a bath. So that, and he is after, which is customarily after performing the yajna, one has to take bath. So he takes the bath, and then he also receives the benedictions and blessings from the demigods for his glorious activities. So he has actually not done the yajna. He has not completed the yajna, but still he is receiving the blessings. By by only performing 99 Ashwamedha yajnas, by sacrificing one yajna, he is getting the blessings from all the demigods and also from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Later on, the Lord will come personally and he will give a lot of blessings to Prithu Maharaj also, that we will see in the next section. So we'll read this 41 and 42 and then we will, I'll just give the summary.
Hare Krishna Mataji, shall I Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Vipraha satya shishtastoha विप्राः सत्या शिशष्टुष्टाः शद्रया लब्धदक्षिणाः आशिषो युयुजुः क्षत्तराजिराजाय सत्कृता. Translation by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Little bit scroll Mataji upwards. Mataji, Hare Krishna.
I'm doing.
Translation by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. With great respect, the original king Prithu offered all kinds of rewards to the Brahmanas present at the sacrifice. Since all these Brahmanas were very much satisfied, they gave their heartful blessings to the king. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Read this last shloka.
Am I continue, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
त्वया होता महाभावो सर्व एव समागताः पूजिता दानमानाभ्यां पितृदेवर्षि मानवाः. Translation by Sri Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. All the great sages and Brahmanas said, O mighty king, by your invitation, all classes of living entities have attended this assembly. They have come from Pitruloka and the heavenly planets. And great sages as well as common men have attended this meeting. Now all of them are very much satisfied by your dealings and your charity towards them. Purport by Sri Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Thus end the Bhakti Vedanta purports of the 4th canto, 19th chapter of the Srimad Bhagwatam, entitled King Prutu's 100 hour sacrifices. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. So now here we see that Prithu Maharaj has satisfied the great personalities by his dealing, how he dealt with Indra. They were happy. So all the assembled devotees there, assembled personalities, they all became very happy with how Prithu has dealt with Indra and how maturely he could able to deal with the situation. So seeing that, they all became very happy. And they are also happy with the charity that he has given to all of them. So, and because of that, he received the blessings. So, one example I wanted to quote, see, the one example of Daksha, and I wanted to give the difference between Prithu Maharaj case and then how he dealt with Daksha. See, Prithu Maharaj also became angry with Indra. There, Daksha also, he was first. Prithu Maharaj was doing yajna. Even Daksha was also performing a yajna, and Prithu became angry with Indra for stealing the horse, and Daksha became angry with Lord Shiva just because he did not get up and he did not offer obeisances, he did not pay respects to him, so he became very angry with Lord Shiva. So here Prithu dealt with Indra and pleased all the people, demigods, all the sages and all those who are assembled there, and they all gave him heartfelt blessings by the appropriate behavior of Prithu. But what happened in Daksha's case, Daksha became, he was very harsh in his speech because of his, he became so displeased with Lord Shiva that he started speaking very offensive words against Lord Shiva. It's so much so that many people have plugged their ears, and some of them have ran out of the assembly only. So that time Nandi became very offended, and he got up and he stopped, and Daksha, and then he started glorifying the Lord Shiva. And what happens when you glorify, when you actually blaspheme a person, the ether becomes very it gets disturbed, but it becomes impure. But when we glorify a great personality, the ether becomes immediately purified. But what happened, in the name of glorifying the Lord Shiva, the Nandi also gave curse to the Brahmanas. He cursed the Brahmanas, and then the Brahmanas also counter cursed him, and then whole Sabha filled with back and forth blasphemies only. So by doing this, what happened to Daksha? Daksha made a mole into a mountain, and Daksha's expectation is so much that for a small thing he became very angry, and because of that he did not receive any blessings. His head was chopped off. That was the end that he could able to achieve. But in case of Prithu Maharaj, he became very successful. He became very successful. He did not he had gained by his act of forgiving and being affectionate with Indra, even after Indra doing a wrong act towards Prithu Maharaj. he had received the heartfelt blessings of all the Vaishnavas assembled over there. So this is one example. There are so many examples, but I thought, like, I'll share one example of Dakshas. So finally, what Prithu has achieved? Finally, the Prithu has achieved the blessings, which is the perfection of life. So he did not actually got the blessings by performing the yajna, but actually got the blessings by obeying his superior Lord Brahma. Sometimes we think that, whatever we achieve, I mean, if we think that, if I gain what I want, then the whole world will applaud. No, that is a misconception. It's not like that. And sometimes, if we just obey to our seniors, to our superiors, and try to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we actually we get a lot of applaud from the whole world. Okay, so I end here. I don't know how much time is there left now for the Q&A. So if nothing is there, so we are going to end the class now.